welcome to this edition of Preservation Workshops, or How to Be Your Own Curator at Home. I'm Sue Taylor, Chief Curator for the New Mexico Museum of Space History, and today's topic is going to be Ban Mothballs, or How to Moth-proof Your Home. Let's start by talking about moths. Yes, I know. The first thing anyone thinks of when they see moths in their closets is Mothra. Well, not exactly, but in your mind, that's what you see. Did you know there are 160,000 different species of moths worldwide? Only 168 types are here in New Mexico. What you are seeing here is a webbing clothes moth. This is a case-making clothes moth. Neither of these two are the real culprit. This is your real enemy, the clothes moth larva. A little more on this demon later. Moths aren't the only pest to fabrics. Here is a common carpet beetle. Here you can see not only the adult beetle, but the larva. They will live in your carpets unless you vacuum regularly. That usually gets rid of them. Another species of beetle is the hide beetle, another pest that loves hair, horn, feathers, wool, mounted insects like butterflies, mounted birds, mounted animals, furs, horsehair stuffing and upholstery, and wool batting in quilts. Fun fact: laboratory beetle specimens are fed dog food, but can survive on the dust of wool, clothes, and hair, and dead insects in rooms that are not maintained. The larval stages of all these insects prefer a dark, undisturbed environment at room temperature, about 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and about 50 to 70% relative humidity. But we are not here today to talk about beetles or beetle juice. We're talking about moths. You know the damage that they can cause, but if you see the adult moth like here, remember, they are not the culprit. It's the larva. When hunting, look for the cocoon. As you can see, it's tiny, so look hard. When the larva hatches out of its cocoon, that's when the destruction will begin. When these little guys come out, they are voraciously hungry and will start attacking the proteins they will find in your clothing. Didn't you know you wore such tasty clothes? Make sure that you don't store clothing with ketchup or other food stains. They just love condiments. Moths especially love wool, as you can see here. They can burrow in and make a tasty meal, much to your distress. So what can you do? Obviously, cleaning is your first step. Cleaning out your closets and doing a thorough vacuuming and dusting. If you find an infestation in your clothes, bag them up in a plastic bag until you can take them to the dry cleaners or you can wash them. You don't want to contaminate anything else. Once you've cleaned and disinfected your space, you want to look for a natural preventative. Don't use mothballs. They are composed of naphthalene and are highly carcinogenic to people and animals. They are no longer being recommended, even though people still use them. Lavender is a good choice. This is the plant and can be easily grown in your garden. After it flowers, you can dry it by putting it on a baking tray in your oven at 400 degrees for about 5 minutes. Or you can just take a bunch, hang it upside down, and air dry, a much better method. When it's dried, you can bag it up into bags such as this shown here, which are available online. I'll be showing you another way later. Another good preventative is cedar blocks. These can be easily placed anywhere in your closet, and if wrapped in cloth, can be put where you store your clothes, such as garment bags or boxes. Another good item to use are cedar sachets. They can be tucked anywhere and are already in a safe container. Cedar oil can also be used around your clothes. In case you haven't gotten it yet, moths really hate cedar. That's a good thing, since it smells so good. Ever wonder why your grandmother had a cedar chest? Now you do. If you want to go the commercial route, you can buy Cedarcide, which is a natural cedar oil and comes in larger containers. This is not to be used on your clothes, but like the natural essence, it's used around them. Finally, you can find clothes moth traps. These work about as well as anything else, but just remember, cleaning will always be your first line of defense. The important takeaway from this presentation is moth-proofing is preventative measures. When you get ready to change your clothing over seasonally, make sure they are cleaned first before putting them away into your storage area. Whether it be a closet, whether it be a garment bag, like the one that I'm holding here, a special plastic container, or even an acid-free box that you can buy from any archival supply store, especially for your wedding gown or even your grandmother's wedding gown. You want to be sure that they are protected. Do not use mothballs. They are carcinogenic, and just because grandmom used them doesn't mean that they are good. They are no longer being recommended. You want to instead stay with some of the more natural substances. Tobacco is a very good one. You can buy the tobacco pouches. You take the pouch, poke a few holes into it, put it into the bottom of your garment bag or into your container, and you've got a very good moth prevention item. You might want to lean more towards the more natural substances, which is what I do since I am a curator. I love to use the cedar lavender mix. I can buy it like this in its own cloth pouch. I put that either at the bottom of the bag or into one of the chests that I have. I usually squeeze it, about once every month or so to make sure that it's staying fresh, and when I can no longer smell it, I replace it. I also like to use cedar oil. Put a few drops on a cotton ball, and you can put that into the corners or the very back of your closets. Do not have them touch your clothes. My favorite is lavender. I like the smell, and as you can see, I buy it by the bulk. I usually use either a small pouch that I can buy at any online store, or, being a cheapskate, I use baggies. You can poke holes into them and fill it about halfway, squeeze it to release the oils, and then put them again either in the bottom of your garment bags or into the boxes where you are storing your clothes. Remember, make sure that they are in protective coverings. Tobacco, lavender, cedar, it doesn't matter, they will stain your clothes. You do not want them in contact. Make sure they are shielded from your clothes. Right now, there's a moth infestation going on in Albuquerque, New Mexico. These are miller moths. They are coming down from the woods because there has been no rain. They are gravitating towards where there is water. They will not harm your clothes, they will not harm you. And as soon as it starts to rain, they will disappear again. Remember, at the beginning of the show here, I said 168 varieties of moths. We only focused on the ones that can damage your clothes. I hope you enjoyed this presentation of preservation workshops, moth-proofing, banning mothballs. I'm Sue Taylor. I'm Chief Curator for the New Mexico Museum of Space History. If you would like more information, you can reach me at sue.taylor@state.nm.us. Please try to subscribe to the museum's YouTube channel. There you will find many other videos that may be of interest to you, including some of my other preservation workshops. There you will be edutained, entertained, and educated. Thank you again, Stay safe and stay home.